knew it was a trap. Now we have to start over.
Hi, I'm Splashes, and welcome to episode 2 of Timecraft. Also, I never realized how much my eyes blend into this golden helmet. That's kind of creepy looking. Anyway, we've been still stranded on this strange unknown planet, and the sun is already setting on us, which isn't great. But we've spent most of the day trying to scavenge out anything useful from this ship, and there's nothing. There is just nothing useful. Though, I did find something that is interesting. I met some creatures. Some strange sentient plants that seem to be civilized. Which is really nice.
Hello? Anybody
Hello?
here?
Hello?
Are you hurt?
I heard. Oh,
What?
Inside?
I hear something. Hello?
Hello? Yes. Are you
fine,
okay?
fine, yeah.
More or less. Where am I?
You're in the jungle.
I can see that.
You're not from here.
No. Who are you?
What is this thing?
This is my ship. It, I guess the test didn't go very well. Because I'm here. Though at least the fire suppression systems and the integrity worked. I'm still alive.
Wow, that's good.
Now I need to figure out how to get home.
Well, I'm...
But you're civilized. Not savages.
Oh, why would
Yeah.
you think that?
There was an orange fuzzy thing that was here.
Wait.
Tried to eat me.
Try to
mean
eat you?
sloth? Is that sloth?
I don't think... I mean, he didn't try to eat me.
Didn't try to eat me either, but it is orange, right?
Yeah, was his name Sloth?
I don't remember a name. He was just orange.
Well, quick introductions, I suppose. My name's A Mighty Beard. This is Jesse.
Hello,
Who are you?
I'm Splashes. So, what
Um,
are you? Exactly.
human?
Yeah,
And what is the fuzzy stuff on your face?
It's a beard.
He's 1/3 of the bearded Canadians. We own the resort that's not too far from here.
Are you a type of plant?
Yeah, no. I mean, no. And you?
Ronid.
Huh. Well, I'm sorry that you crashed here. There is a little bit of, place to stay if you need some housing. There's some shops there as well. Over in the resort. It's just maybe a 2-minute walk from here, going in that direction. But you said the orange fella. What direction was he heading into?
Oh, I think he headed off in that direction. He was chasing me for a little bit, and then he disappeared. But I'm pretty sure he went over there.
All right.
How long ago?
Certainly less than a cycle.
Less than a cycle. Okay, well, I apologize. We're kind of in a rush to find him. But yeah, hopefully we'll see you around at the resort.
I'm sure something like that could be arranged. I haven't quite figured out how to get my craft working again. So I would very much appreciate the hospitality. Thank you.
That way.
All right, come on, Jesse.
Goodbye, strange plants.
So weird.
They really are quite strange creatures. And hopefully we'll get to see more of them, and hopefully they'll be of use to us. The one thing we do really need to think about now is how do we get home? So, our ship is useless. There's not much really we can salvage from here. And we don't have a lot of the equipment and luxuries that we would have in order to be able to get home. So, I'm thinking the first thing we should do is build ourselves a temple. Because if we're going to do this, we're not going to do this alone. We need the favor of the gods on our side if we want to get home. And hopefully, this temple will make it that the gods will grant us the strength and the will to be able to get home. As well as the fact that underneath the temple, we can build some machines which we can use to do the calculations in order to make ourselves be able to get back home. Though there is one thing, we are kind of way out here in the middle of a jungle. And this isn't exactly territory that my people are used to, especially for the temples that we would build. You'd find them much more in a desert biome, but we're going to do our best here regardless. First thing we should really do is go ahead and clear away a lot of this jungle so we have a place to build and really envision sort of what we're going to be looking at. With that, let's jump into hyperspeed build mode. And end of hyperspeed build mode, and we now have ourselves a nice big clearing. Though I suppose hyperspeed build mode, it probably isn't quite right to describe what we did, because we just cleared a giant square, and we didn't really actually build anything. But we now have ourselves a nice big plot that we are going to fill with this temple that we're planning on building. And so far, I think it looks... when I talk about like how big these things are and like how much space it measures out, it doesn't actually feel, it didn't seem that big, but now with all this area cleared out, it's kind of big, and I'm kind of like, oh god, am I putting too much on my plate? And that's possible. So this next bit, I'm going to mostly be talking about sort of what's going to be going on with this season, for the little bit of time we have left, as well as what I'm planning to do for actually building here. So if you don't want to listen to me ramble more or less on for the next 10 minutes, then I will see you next time, and thank you for watching. Bye bye! Now, for the one person who has decided to continue watching, hi! It's nice to talk to you. I'm glad we're able to have this personal conversation, because you and I both know that no one else is watching this. So, let me go ahead and... oh, goodness. Okay, the server is struggling a little bit. So, let me go ahead and sleep real quick, and then we can talk. So, one of the big things that we're sort of dealing with and have to think about is the timing of how much we have left. And, unfortunately, we do have very, very little time. Because I've come in right at the end of this series, or this season. So we'll be starting another season on this season will end on March 6th. Now that means I have 3, maybe 4 episodes of productive work to go ahead and build this stuff in. And that's really not a lot of time at all. Now we're going to be doing some things that we're going to severely limit as to how big we're actually making this area. And this area looks really big, but in the end it's probably mostly going to be open space anyway, so it's not actually as bad as it seems. But we have really very little time. And there's probably a lot of stuff I would love to be able to do, but the biggest factor we're working with, even more than time, is just the amount of energy I have. There's a lot of cool things that have been done on this server, and I do want to try to explore them all. And I might have the energy to do that, but I probably won't have the energy to do a huge number of time lapses. Oh dear. So, let's say we have 3 episodes of productive work to go ahead and build up our little base here, as well as the other stuff we want to do. There really isn't a lot of time, but there might still be other things, like I know there's an escape room on the server that I would really love to visit, as well as there is a something in the works which sounds really, really cool, but I don't think I'm allowed to talk about it yet, so I'm just going to say that there's cool stuff going on behind the scenes. And those will probably be episodes in their own right, but they won't necessarily be productive episodes. But with that, I think what we could go ahead and do is let's jump in to a drawing program, and we're basically going to talk about what it is that we are going to build here, and our lovely temple. So with that, let's fly on over. Okay, so we are over here in Krita with a picture of the area which we have cleared out, and we're sort of going to map kind of what we have planned for the rest of this season, which is really only about a month. Unfortunately, my pen seems about to die, so hopefully it won't act up too much on us. So what I'm planning is something vaguely based on the Hanging Gardens of Babylon. And so we're going to start off with this base structure here, which is going to be sort of raised up, kind of like the bottom bit of a pyramid, but then truncated off really quite quickly. So that will probably only come up a few blocks. In the front here, we might put like some stairs coming down, and maybe even eventually add some docks or something. But that's sort of just extra details to worry about at the end. In the center here, I think what I want to do is I want to have 2 buildings that come along the edge like this. Just like that. And up like that. And these will basically just be big, kind of somewhat open boxes. And then they'll have a pattern on the top, and this thing will basically have a bunch of arches. Oopsie. Holding down a button by accident. Basically something like that. And then going down along the side. And then some like sort of bumpy thing in the middle. I'm thinking would look cute. And then we'll do the same thing on the other side. Something like that. So 2 towers, or 2 structures reflected across the center. And then in the center here, have another building, which will be sort of similar in style, but quite a bit wider. And this one will be tiered to have multiple levels of gardens on it. Now, I don't know if I want to do 2 tiers or even go up to 3 tiers, but something along those lines. And then in the center here, I think I want to have a long pool, which we will put glazed terracotta along the bottom to create a pretty pattern. And I'm not sure if I want to make the pool wide that it fills up the area between these 2 things, or if I want to add 2 little strips of gardens between these 2 buildings. And that's really all there is to this. The color palette should be really nice and simple. We'll be looking at using a lot of smooth sandstone, as well as a lot of acacia trapdoors and buttons, as well as maybe some red sandstone and birch buttons. But that's probably all that's really going to be there for the main blocks, and everything else is just going to be green stuffs. So that's basically all we're looking at for here, and this drawing probably doesn't look like too much, but it hopefully gets the point across enough for sort of what I have planned, and I think it'll look actually really cool when it's all done. That's basically what we've got planned for this next few weeks, and hopefully we'll be able to get a couple more episodes out on off days, but we will have at least 4 or 5 more episodes in this season before it ends. But with that, I've been Splashes. Thank you for watching. Bye bye!